Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim sauce with the awesome bay, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another road edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, coming to you live today from one of our favorite stops on the Lunchbox tour, and that is Shenanigan's Sports Pub in beautiful Dania Beach, my hood, my hometown, 1300 South Federal Highway, and we're joined by one of my favorite peeps.
Patrick Utter.
Pat Utter is the man, and let us get loaded up on that juggernaut that is Let's Eat South Florida Facebook group, almost 130,000 strong.
Here we go. Here we go.
And you asked if I ordered food, Pat. You know me. How would I show
100%.
up to a lunchbox and not order lunch? And we got the two daily specials on the
We love to
board.
showcase the specials.
Yes,
today.
we do. We got the redneck chicken. I'm sorry, not allowed to say that. Southern fried chicken,
Yeah, Southern fried chicken,
fresh
fried chicken.
broccoli, fresh mashed potatoes.
And look at these little cute little
Gravy.
roast beef spicy sliders. I
Yeah,
saw
a
that.
little something different.
Yeah, I could probably swallow one of those in one
You're
whole
psychotic,
bite, but we're
Pat.
not going to do that.
Au there to dip
Yeah.
in. Here.
We love Shenanigans. We love Pat because it's one of those places where you come in. It is what it is. You know, it's not putting on airs. It's not pretentious, but you just get great, solid sports. Called gastropub because it's elevated from the typical sports bar where they maybe shrug it off and they're more interested in pushing beer and drinks than the food. But this place,
we try.
it's all
We're
about
selling
the food.
a lot of food. A lot of food.
A lot of food, a lot of beer, a lot of fun, a lot of football, a lot of screens around here.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say, Lubie, how are you today?
I am well. I just okay. So a contention we had going into this was Patrick Utter always sits here.
Yeah.
And I still don't agree with his contention because I think he looks great wherever he sits.
No, that's
He's
But I
lost
will
weight. Look at
say-
his biceps, his
I will
chest. He's been
say-
doing some.
This angle, I admit when
Lifting.
I'm wrong. This angle, he looks. The light hits him well, and he looks good, and that's fine. That's your seat from now on. But I will say, you
So
look
you want
great
me
in
back over
either
there next
seat.
week?
No,
You look
Yeah,
great in either
right.
seat.
Okay.
That's all I will say.
Here's the thing, Pat.
You
You
know,
know,
sitting in the corner, actually.
You chose that seat.
That's
sir.
I've chose this seat. I want to be in the corner.
now, out of all our great sponsors and again restaurateurs, I love this business so much because everybody has personality,
Yep.
and you know, Pat. Person I would least expect to kind of have that like
Prima
concern
donna.
over. I wouldn't say prima donna. I would say
I will.
diva.
Exactly.
I don't know about diva tendencies, but
Listen,
I told you, Pat. I said sit in the middle because this is me. It hides my prodigious
Yeah.
gut. And
you
you
know,
don't have.
it's your show.
You're melting away.
It's your show.
You told me that obviously you had some physical ailments over the summer. You had a little back issue. You put on a little weight, and then you've turned into a maniac, right?
Yeah, I'm a workout enthusiast now. I have OCD, so I go from one direction, emotionally eating, depressed, until running around
other
the
way.
block at night. Yeah, I'm nuts. So,
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, you
I'm a
can't-
Gemini.
Yeah, you can't count on where I have a 30-pound swing wherever I go.
Yeah, I used to have that
Yeah.
fortune of being able to take it off and then put it back on. Now it just seems
It's hard
like
to
I'm
take it off,
stuck.
yeah.
It goes 5 up, goes down 2.
You know,
it
and
goes
everybody's
5 up. goes to-
everybody's talking about the shots, which I was scared of it. I'm not
Ozempic.
doing the shots yet.
Yep.
So I'm not a sponsor. This isn't it, but I'm using this diet plan stuff, Optiva.
Oh, it's
Okay.
Yeah, it's like an appetite
Like a tea?
suppressant. mixed up.
Suppressant.
Yeah,
I've
put a
heard
little
of
bit-
sativa, and that's an appetite stimulant, but that's one of my
I don't
problems.
need that. I don't need that. Oh, and I just so happen to have a W-2 in here from leaving the Hard Rock on my way here. I don't know how that got in there.
That's why
So I'm
somebody's in
an
a good
extra-
mood. I
I'm
don't
in
even
an
want to see
extra-
the numbers.
I'm in an extra festive mood. It wasn't big, but it was
All right, a nice
So,
little
yeah.
score.
So we got to fire it on December 1st. I want to talk about you guys and how great you're keeping the Sport of Kings going. I think you're doing well with that.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
just
Our
the
Gulfstream Park
just
shows
at
are great.
Gulfstream,
Yeah, yeah,
single-handedly every Friday we
Yeah.
try to pump up
You
the
put a lot of
handle.
money in.
I love it. I love it.
I actually had a good week last week at the race. I mean,
Here we go.
for me, it's considered
Now we're
good.
talking about
Anytime
stuff.
I leave with more money in my pocket, I actually like
Yeah,
to
to
hit
win.
a 40-1 shot that our
Oh.
friend Luca Panici was riding, and it rounded out a nice little trifecta with a favorite, like
Luke has
a
been in here.
4 or 5. Oh yeah,
Cool guy.
yeah,
Cool
He's a nice
guy.
guy.
he's
The
Italian.
man, yeah.
They're suave.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
they know how to eat and live. I don't know how he maintains weight to be a thoroughbred jockey.
Flip. Everybody flips. You
They're
don't know.
flipping.
I mean, come on. You're around the track enough. How do you
Steam boxes.
go to the bathroom afterwards?
Man.
You'll find out.
So
I mean, it's not common.
I can't believe we're here this long. I haven't eaten a bite, and we haven't talked about football. And usually we love to come in here to Shenanigans, which is your place, the place for all your sports and entertainment, including and especially the beloved Miami Dolphins.
Oh, come on now.
What do you think now, Pat?
I get it. Listen, I love it. And I have to say this, Jalen Phillips, he was one of my all-time favorites. I love that kid out of you. I mean, he overexcelled. He has a hairdo like my son and all his friends. Handsome guy. Seeing him go down like that at edge rush, it does hurt. Injuries are part of the game. But I must say this. They keep popping up. Dolphins are 0-3 against top teams, okay?
Right.
But here's the ironic thing. If you've really been following them, they've been finding different ways to win, okay?
Right.
And I was looking at the odds makers that have the clear favorites, San Francisco, and the Philadelphia Eagles, of course, Kansas City. And I kind of liken them to the Baltimore Ravens. They're like that. They're that
Grind it out.
They're that grinders right now. They're
Not going to win any beauty contests.
No. And what happens is, if you go back to my son asked me, was Eli Manning a good quarterback? I said he went against the best team supposedly ever assembled, 17-0 they were going to go, and they 12.5-point underdogs when he was at the Giants, and he won, right?
Yeah.
Right? He won.
Yeah, no,
okay,
no, look.
so it's all comes down to this little, this end rush thing. We got playoffs, injuries, quarterback. I mean, my daughter went to FSU. Shout out to Shannon. And look what happened to that poor quarterback. Here I was.
But their championship hopes are still alive.
Yeah,
I mean,
did you
they're
see them
kind of
grind it out against the Gators.
They did what they had to do. They should definitely be in the top 4 when the dust settles, because if it's going to be Georgia and Michigan and then Washington and FSU.
Well, one thing I'll say, it's funny. It's the people nationally, maybe some locally. It's like they've forgotten the last 20 years, like 40 years, because even Marino's tenure. Like grinding it out and winning, that's a good thing.
I know it is.
How long do the Dolphins grind it out and lose?
That's my point. And when they turn the ball over with 1 minute and 42 seconds, you don't sit there crying like, "Oh no,
exactly.
They have the ball. They're going to go down." I mean, the Raiders brought their A game, and the Jets brought their A game, and it was tough. They were fighting almost after every play. It was they were brawling on that field. They were going at it.
All right. Here's what Dolphins should feel good about. And I apologize to all the food lovers out there. We'll get to the critique of this roast beef, beautiful, spicy roast beef slider in a minute. But the Dolphins are 8-3. They are well clear in the AFC East, which is now back to the AFC least. Mm-hmm. Nobody expected Buffalo to be 6-6 and struggling the way they are. The Dolphins are 2 games clear of them. Mm-hmm. And you've got the Dolphins that, they have not won against the elite team yet, but they don't need to yet. I mean, they need to get momentum going to the playoffs, procure the division title, and maybe they could eke out a first-round bye and get the number 1 seed. I don't know, Pat, but all I know is this. Have you watched any of that HBO Hard Knocks that is now featuring the Miami Dolphins? I don't know if you get HBO Max, but they started last week.
I love being part of the team, even more so than ever. I love, I love a little bit of, I don't know how to say it, avant-garde or whatever you want to describe from the coaching staff on down. You started out with a curmudgeon like that, Stephen Ross. He's sitting there giving $100 million to Michigan, and he says, I was never enamored with any of his picks prior to this kid, and this kid was a reach, McDaniels, and now I'm reading stories how he met his wife at a bar dancing, and he's a character. My son, 16 years old, I'm like, look at his shoes. He has like is that a zip tie on his shoes? He's like, Pops, that's $5,000 sneakers this guy's wearing, and he's got his pants.
He wears the pants out of short.
Yeah. Pants with the little cargo with the little what do they call it? The wade lifter.
The Brazilian or whatever.
The flood quarter things that you got them lifted up, and as Kevin Harlan said, the first line that actually made me laugh out
Like the
loud
only
is
coach that would
you
dress
don't,
like that.
you don't see a lot of the NFL coaches
No.
dressed like that.
He's
No.
right though, but it's
He
great.
talks about his recovery, how he
Again.
went through recovery. He talks about candidly about stuff. And the best part about it is he brought out the best from Tua.
Yes.
You know,
And what you
Yes.
see, I have never really watched a lot of the Hard Knocks or the whole reality things because they gin up certain things. But I think, McDaniel, from watching that first episode, and he curses like a sailor, worse than
Oh, he
Lubie,
curses way
which
more
was
than I do.
unbelievable.
He
Like,
curses a lot.
every other word was the F-bomb. But
I thought that's synonymous with coaching
yeah, but
We're
you
finding
didn't
that out,
figure
yeah.
it from a Yaley like
or
him. who's kind of
fatherhood.
That's true.
Fatherhood. I
that'll
never
do-
cursed
that'll
so
do.
much until I had 3 sons.
But he, that setup where they have that first team meeting with the HBO cameras in the room, and they know the HBO cameras are going to be trailing and following them everywhere. And you can see some of the guys are not excited about the prospect, but
Well,
he's
it's always
just,
been kind of a bad omen.
but he just said, look, guys, I got a sense about this team that we're going to be doing something special, and I want these cameras here to record every moment of it. And they're trying to get buy-in from it. And then you could just tell.
That's why.
That even-
that's why I moved. I want to really sit in the middle.
Yeah.
That's why. No, he's under a microscope. You're right.
But what you're seeing from Tua, the relationship between him, my biggest beef against McDaniel and his game day coaching is that he forsakes the easy 3 points,
Yes.
even when it makes sense. Like, take your points early in the game. You don't need to go for the 7 when it's 4th and 6 down at the 9 or whatever. But in the middle of, they showed an exchange and I guess in the Raiders game where he goes over to Tua, and it was one of those decisions. And he goes, me. McDaniel's going to Tua. You know me.
Oh, yeah.
I never effing kick. And you could just see he's doing that to build
Build
up to his confidence.
Yeah.
And that he's going to get a guy. And I said, okay, he's seeing the long game, the big picture.
Yes.
And I'm yelling about, you take your points and blah, blah, blah. It's going to come back to bite you in the butt one day.
I
And
think
it
he's
has
putting
not.
pressure on his team. That's what I really, from
Well, he
what I
trusts
think
him.
is,
He
I
trusts
think
him.
no, I think he's putting pressure for when you're really going against the Kansas City for the playoffs, or
Yeah.
you're going against New England. They're not going to match up on just
He knows he has to raise the
he's
game
got to
a little
raise
bit.
the bar. He's got to get a little creativity in there, and it's just been amazing. I love the chemistry that's on the team. It's fun. It's fun to be part of it. I mean, I'm looking forward on December 17th going to the game and seeing the Jets come down here.
Oh yeah.
Because we've always had, they're showing Aaron Rodgers and all this talk about the Jets. We could have easily been in that position, but we stayed with Tua.
Yes.
And we went through it. And you see the poor kid out in with the Chargers. How
Yeah,
everybody
Herbert.
was.
Exactly.
And
He's
everybody
all
thought he was
busted
the
up.
better.
Well, he's all busted up.
Right.
He's in the pocket. He's not as mobile and he's not as quick release. And it is what it is.
So stocks go up and go down. Last year, everybody thought Herbert was the man and
Oh, yeah.
Tua was the bust. And look where we are today.
correct.
The other thing about the Hard Knocks thing, again, it gives glimpses into the day-to-day lives. It showed that every Thursday night, the offensive line goes
Yep.
out for a group dinner, which a
Yep.
lot of teams have that custom. But they showed the first one they showed, they were out at the beach on Fort Lauderdale, Tocado, that nice
Love that
Asian.
place. Yeah.
But what I'm saying, Pat, how are we going to get those linemen in here?
I was
to
going to say, why aren't they
Shenanigans
here?
for Thursday night?
I'm kind of like an anomaly in this business, to be honest with you. I don't really actively do
Pursue
anything.
it.
Pursue it. No
Seeking
offense.
the glamour.
I
Are you
think-
saying that we're not glamorous
it's not-
A-listers? Pat?
No. You know
No,
what's
we're not.
ironic? And I
I'll say
didn't even know this when you had that reporter call me when I was closing up the original Shenanigans after 30 years losing my lease. And he asked me about exactly like we had Joe DiMaggio was a regular, Don Shula, Marino. We had sports celebrities go there, and everybody's fawning over them. Give me that check. Do this. I don't do any of that. If I'm a locals guy, right? It's more important for me to have Chaminade Coach Jones come in with a second-ranked team or the number one ranked team in the high school, or South Broward that went 9-1. Or where you're, our
Heritage is in the
hunt
hunt for the
in the
2M
hunt.
state title, semifinal game
I'm
this Friday.
I'm a ground roots guy, and you know what ends up happening? Old football players from Shauna, Beeson pops in. I
Yep.
get a lot of different guys that come back. and they're like, "This is
You're a local.
I'm a local."
Exactly.
Right.
You grew up. You're
Yeah.
you're Hollywood born and raised. Did I say
Yeah.
Hollywood? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I am Hollywood. I am Hollywood. I'm more
Hollywood,
hood. I'm
yeah.
more hood.
Well, there's something to be
Olsen
said for
down the street.
catering
Yeah.
to the person that was going to keep coming back, and not the person that's just looking for
I'll take
the
the
glitz and the
cameraman.
glamour.
I'm taking the cameraman.
exactly.
Bring me the cameraman. He's going to get me on the field anyway. You know, I'll get down there. No, you're. Hey, listen. I love. You got to know. Identify yourself for what you are.
Yeah.
And all these years later that I've been in this, I know that it is what it is, and I'm a locals place where locals go.
You're comfortable in your
And I'm
skin.
comfortable.
You
Yeah.
are what you are.
Yes.
And some restaurants, I'll say, not for everyone. I think this place is
It
for
is.
everyone,
No,
unless
it
you
is.
don't like sports. But even if you don't like sports, you can come in here and have a great meal, great burger, great
Thank
wings,
you.
all that stuff. Just don't, sit with your back to the TVs. That's all.
It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to sit with your back to
There's
I think there's
TVs.
TVs that
There's
are
surround sound
This
here.
might not be your place.
Hey, I do want to get into some of you mentioned Chaminade and the high school sports, and we've got some big things coming up.
Yes.
This is coming up to the semifinal weekend in the States. I mean,
Playoffs.
Chaminade looks like a shoe-in.
288 to 0.
The last how many opponents?
I think the last 5 opponents.
It's crazy how
Well,
good-
that team's
0.
loaded. That team's insane.
And I don't know the Nat Moore Trophy for the best high school player in South Florida. I don't know if it was given out tonight or last night.
I believe tonight.
Yeah,
I
and 2
believe-
of the 4 finalists are from Chaminade, Madonna. And I think
Well,
the
that's a
clear-cut number
reflection
1
of
is
Jones.
Yeah,
Jeremiah Smith.
the
Smith
wide
is
receiver.
gonna
right?
win it all
Yeah,
the way.
He's supposed
He's
to
the
be
best player
going
in the
to
country.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Yeah.
He's like a man among boys when it comes.
He's insane.
But I got to say this too, and we're touting our Broward County people. They went down and played Miami Central down in Miami. Okay, Miami Central. This was not. They had a lot of younger players there. They had actually one of their players had left and gone to Chaminade, a running back.
Okay, yeah.
And
State title team
state
last
title
year.
team.
Yeah.
Yes, and I have to tell you, this is not just synonymous. Great football, what we're naming up here, all through the state.
Oh,
This is just the
yeah.
way it is.
Well, Northern
Just
Florida
the way
is
it
great,
is. I
too.
mean, I've been listening to the boys from New Jersey. We're going to come down here.
Nah.
This, that. I'm like, you're going to get schooled down here.
Hmm.
These guys every year come better and better and better.
They're
And better.
getting faster, it
Yes,
looks like,
faster.
and well conditioned, and of
Yes.
course playing practicing in that August heat
Yeah,
makes
exactly.
the conditioning a little bit better
Good
when
luck.
the weather finally cools off. But no, I'm excited because my daughter's school, Heritage, the semifinals, and if they win this week, then they go to the States in Tallahassee. Same with Chaminade, and I'm excited because my daughter, captain of the cheerleading squad, and their game will be on Saturday. Do you know that the players get to stay overnight and get a good night's rest? They make the cheerleaders go up and back the same day to
What?
Tallahassee. It's like 18
there's no
hours on
way.
a bus. That's what I heard.
No,
But
that's like a 7-hour bus ride.
but-
Well, you have to be more protective of cheerleaders. No offense. I mean,
well, I'm going
I mean,
up to rescue.
I would be agreeing with that. I mean, if I was a father of that beautiful daughter that you have and the head cheerleader, I would be saying yes, and then don't make any road stops on the way. On the way,
What I'm
get
doing
right back,
is-
get right back, dear.
because we're going to make it a FSU site visit. 'Cause
Nice.
That's her
Yeah,
top
yeah.
choice, and she's going to
Yeah.
find out
Oh.
soon.
Good choice.
She could
my friend.
ride up with the cheerleaders on the bus there. I will ride up the same day. Go to
course
the
you will.
game, get a hotel room. She doesn't have to drive back on the bus. We'll make a weekend
Yeah, you should
daddy-daughter
see FSU.
college visit weekend.
Of course
out of
you
the whole
will.
thing.
Of course
And it's
you
going to
will.
be exciting times up there. All those high school
You'll have a blast.
kids getting titles, and FSU hopefully still in the hunt for the national championship. It's a wonderful time of year, and it's
Oh,
been
no,
a pretty
fun up
good
there this
year
time.
for local sports teams and the state overall because my dream scenario, Pat Utter, is Kansas City's looked a little vulnerable.
Mhm.
Baltimore is
They might have lost a good wideout.
yeah.
Their deep threat is missing.
think?
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
spread in that field. I'm sorry to say,
But-
in those drop balls, did you see?
I know.
Did Philadelphia
They
win
missed-
that game, or did Kansas City lose that?
It was a
game?
combination of both.
26 drops. Come
But
on.
Tyreek Hill now here, and I think wouldn't it be great to have a Jacksonville
Yeah, the
at
Jaguars are really good,
Miami AFC Championship? I don't know if
Wow.
that's a possibility if
Sure it
the
is.
wins add up and the
They're tied.
seedings come out. But
Yes, sure.
how good would that be?
That'd be amazing.
And then let's just take it one game at a time. And you know what? Let's take it one break at a time. Let's talk about our friends at Tropical Acres
Love that place.
nearby here. The
Yeah, not
Studi
far.
Alley family. I mean, cut from the same cloth as Pat Utter. Old school hospitality. well schooled in making guests happy, providing great value, excellent service. Tropical Acres has been doing it since 1949. Studio Alleys, they had a great Thanksgiving Day. Over 1,100 covers that day.
Wow.
From 1 to 8 p.m. They know how to get it done. So this holiday season, if you're looking for just a nice little family meal or a holiday party with a big group, give them a call over there, and they'll take great care of you. They're open every day but Sunday, and they have their classics like the prime rib, the lamb rack.
Don't sell their
filet mignon.
seafood is delicious.
They do this pasta there. The surf and turf pasta. Have you had it? It's with shrimp and little tenderloin slices.
It's really nice.
In like a marsala sauce. I
the
love
crab
that.
they use for their stuffings first. You know what? It's just they found their course. I was reading a good article about Burn Steakhouse.
Yep.
And how they started. Did you see that in the paper?
I did not.
Okay,
no.
so and how they came up from a soft serve ice cream, and they charted a strategy and everything else. But the steakhouses in the old days were just like Tropical Acres.
Oh, no.
And they just stayed like Okeechobee Steakhouse, them. It's just a classic place.
Old school feel.
Yep.
And again, not putting on any airs. They know who they are and they know who they're serving, and it's all about great value. They have things like happy hour in the bar from 4:30 to 6:30 with the half price drinks and the great light bites, along with half price wine night tonight. Monday and Tuesday,
bottle of wine.
get some great bottles that you get cheaper than you get at these discount liquor stores.
Yep.
They're in the restaurant. And, of course,
how about a nice atmosphere, too?
Nice atmosphere.
And
chill. They got a piano.
Here, everyone's happy. They're happy to come in. They're happy when they leave.
You can have a conversation. You're not shouting over everybody. You have a nice melodic piano player in the background. A very class atmosphere.
Class is the perfect word.
And, of course, they have the loyalty reward card. For every 12 entrees that you buy, you get the 13th one up to a $35 value on the house. It's all part of the reason why I love Tropical Acres. Please go there, 2500 Griffin Road, just west of the airport in 95. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you.
Wow. And we will have more fun with the one and only Patrick Utter, Mike Mayo. I am Lubie here at Shenanigan Sports Pub, Gastropub, because
I'm digging into this chicken, this country fried chicken.
They got your beer, they got your burgers, but they also have great specials. Every time we come here, there's a different special, and we'll talk more about that when we get back here from Shenanigan Sports Pub on Mike Mayo's Lunchbox.
Great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting. Have I got the place for you? Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasta platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi, fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova, or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. People come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox, Mayo, and Defo sent you. 4, a Delray Beach favorite since 2010. Casual waterfront dining right on the Intracoastal and the Avenue. Located at 840 East Atlantic, there's valet parking and dock and dine available. By land and sea, this is the place to be, with modern American cuisine, fresh seafood, and a sushi bar. Stay cool in the interior dining room or chill out on the air-conditioned outdoor deck and bar. All your favorites are here, including burgers, tacos, and their great spinach cheese dip. Weekend brunch until 2 p.m. and live music every Saturday and Sunday afternoon. For reservations and more information, go to deck84.com and tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
Deck 84 is doing great.
It's good. Burt Rappaport, one of our sponsors now. Another guy who, you know me, Pat. I like to associate myself with quality people. You're a quality person. Jack Studiali is a quality person. Doug Carter over at Delaware Chicken and Seafood, and Burt Rappaport. I mean, these are classic guys that know all about the hospitality business.
Did you get Falsoletto yet? Did you get them?
We're working on these.
Work on him.
I'm going to put in the good word for us.
I'm going to go for the luncheon. I got that working.
Okay. He's my man.
I trust you.
Get to find this.
It's just funny when you were talking about Mike McDaniel. It's funny, like
my favorite,
the restaurateurs, but what you get from good managers, owners, whatever business, even. Entrepreneurs. Yeah. Good. It's not always about being yelling or being nice. No. It's about understanding who you're working with, what they can do, and empowering them, not enabling them, empowering them to do it themselves. And like whenever we walk in here, I see I've never seen you micromanage. I've never seen you do any of that.
Nice. No.
Bert doesn't do any of that. Like, you're involved, but you let them do their thing. And I appreciate that. And you can tell it's sort of a consistent barometer between each place we find that successful.
Hardest thing in the world to do. The hardest thing. It's like a marriage, right?
Yeah.
Delegate and then step back and don't criticize.
Yeah.
Okay. Going back to a guy that I admire so much from your 4-star review when you were writing food. Giovanni.
Oh, he's coming back.
Yeah, he's making a comeback.
He can go home again. We'll find out soon. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Come back. All right, I'm never burning down because I'm impervious to
you
that.
Never went away.
I never go. I grind it, baby. I just show you were horrible yesterday. I know, but I'll be back tomorrow.
It's like the newspaper business.
I gotta go.
Mike, that wasn't a very good story yesterday.
No.
I get another chance the next 7 days in a row. I'll come back a day after day. That's why I think newspaper people and restaurant people are very, very alike. Because we got you did a great job. 98% approval rate, no fact errors, blah, blah, blah.
Your numbers.
You got to do it again.
Tomorrow.
You got to do it again.
Yep.
Yeah. And
every day.
But let's talk a little bit about, let's get into the food, not just here,
let's
but
talk
also
about your people that you created with that
group.
That
group of people.
No, I mean,
like Frankenstein's monster. They rise up and I have to
there's a lot of knowledge there.
There's some knowledge.
And
then there's some alarming lack of knowledge.
Let me just share something funny with you. Okay, so we had our annual family get together, right? And so we get together and this and that, irregardless of my success in the restaurant business, whatever, So my mom's there. She's going to be 95 in February. So she's sitting there, and my wife comes over to kiss her, say goodbye. And the first thing that she says is, I just don't know how you've put up with him for 24 years. Okay. So these are the guys that you get to be restaurateurs.
Right.
They're seeking nobody's approval.
Yep.
Mom didn't even give you the approval. Okay. If you come here thin-skinned and you're worried about somebody who got no chops, what restaurant you got? Nothing.
Yeah.
You didn't. What you do? Hot dog cart? Where you been? Okay. So if you give this, what you want to do is you want to get the conversation going.
Yeah.
That's the key. Come on in. Come back next 10 years. Give me another bad writing. I don't care.
Yeah.
So the point is the conversation's going on and learn from it. See what's in there. Like you said, the matter. Sit down there, dissect it. The guy wanted to come in a negative point of view. I don't know what his problem is.
You can learn from anything.
And you can learn.
Yeah.
And that's how we go.
Well, yeah, nobody is above, having a stumble, and then it's just a matter of how you recover and improve. And
that's life.
Again, that's why, what
do you think? Just because a guy's become a multi-millionaire from the restaurant industry, that he has any right to not want to listen? No, go listen. We'll listen.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, it's like our friend Mark Falsetto says.
Yes.
Pay attention to your register, and your receipts, not your reviews.
And he's one of the
not the Yelp. Don't the Yelpers.
What a trifecta! You got 3 talented guys there.
Yeah, he's a young hustler.
You got Mark, moving and shaking, and you got Anthony, of course, the Pope of Greenwich Village. He's the man.
Bruno over at Runway 84.
And then you have my guy, Pat Marzano. I got to go in there.
Class stuff. Hey, let's talk about. You were talking about the elements that make a place, the little things that I don't know if 80% of the people even know or pay attention, but I know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when you bite into one of these, the chicken fried, this breast, it's like a plump breast that tastes beautiful.
But you taste the
Comes
chicken,
from a
you don't
roaster
taste
chicken.
the oil.
No steroids.
But that's the thing.
No
you taste
antibiotics.
the chicken. It's
Yes.
breaded, fried, there's gravy, and you can still taste the chicken through it. That's when I was like, oh, wow.
Right.
It's not every piece of chicken's like that.
The barbecue products here, the smoked brisket and all those things. I mean, it tastes like quality. The burgers, the last few times I've been here, they've been absolutely killing it. I order it rare. It comes out beautiful, pink, and just it's good, juicy, hefty burger.
Thank
you. You do a good job here. And
if you go to the preparation, though, and it's just like, look, in the old days when I found it comical for all the years that everybody went through with the smash burgers,
I hate those smash burgers.
Okay, wait.
All you do is get
let's talk about
dry edge crisp, and it's all
exactly. All right. So let's talk about what I grew up on. Every diner, every Greek diner, every Jack's Hollywood diner, everything was a greasy, cooked on grease smash burger.
Yep.
Okay. So we charted a different strategy to use a ground chuck, a good one, 80-20 blend.
Got the right amount of fat, juiciness. Yep.
It's not 73-27 like they check it out when you go to Publix. It's 80-20, so it's a little leaner, and it's cooked on the key component is the grill has to be high BTUs to sear it. Because we don't have time to put on a low grill, a piece of aluminum foil or a sizzler and pre-cook a burger like a guy's telling me.
Got the nice crust on the outside.
Yeah,
keep the meat juicy inside.
Those are common components. I have to tell you that I'm enamored with one guy in the industry, and his name's Bobby Flay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this is the go-to guy for me. Bobby had a burger place out in Caesars, and I follow him like no tomorrow. And he's a trendsetter. And what's he setting trends for? Farm to table, quality. But all this comfort food is what I do.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
And you do it well. Hey, I got to point out that our friend, and I don't know what I call him now, the mascot of the Lunchbox, Jim Sarney, is in the house today, sitting on dutifully. And Sarney is always texting me little odds and ends that I could use on the show.
Yes.
He let me know yesterday that Merriam-Webster always issues and comes out their word of the year. And the word of the year that came out yesterday, it's a kind of sometimes can be a food word that triggers me because I don't know what it means when people use it, sometimes referring to a restaurant. But the word of the year, Pat, and this applies to you because it's authentic. And my friend, are authentic. You are true to yourself.
Thank you.
You are who
I have
you
an
are.
attitude of gratitude.
That's it. And sometimes I guess I could be authentic.
You are authentic. You're one of a kind.
You're authentic.
You're authentic.
I'm an acquired taste.
You are authentic, and you're a beautiful human being on top of it.
Oh, thank you.
And it's reflective of how you take care of your family, your daughter, your mother, everything else. You're in your friends, which I consider myself. You are authentic.
Well, I appreciate that. Now, when it comes to like some people, they get onto the Let's Eat South Florida Facebook group and they say, I'm looking for an authentic Chinese restaurant. And I don't know, when they say authentic, does it mean where other diners, the other people who are dining there are all Chinese, or all the cooks and chefs and owners have to be Chinese?
No, they have cages on the side of the building with all sorts of awesome, delectable animal never seen before. You want really kind of Chinatown.
Yeah.
Let's take a journey together, and you might not want to come up with that authentic.
No. Here, actually, some of the Asian markets here, they have some really good fish. They have
really?
They eat things like
sway good fish.
Sway is not good fish. They have frogs and frog legs and things like that. But again, when you get into authentic Mexican, I don't know, because to me that's turned into like a hollow word. when it comes to food in the restaurant game, because everything in the food world is about blending together and fusing and different cultures.
I had a woman that was like that. She was looking for an authentic sports pub.
Yeah,
she had hair extensions. She had blue contact lenses. I believe her breast might have been augmented. And she's looking for a real authentic thing. Okay, so you got to consider the source of the authenticity. All right, the guys that come in here that are looking for authentic sports bar are like you. Okay, you know you're a walking encyclopedia of sports, but more importantly, you're a degenerate gambler, just like myself.
I know a little bit about food,
no, the food, the gambling and the food. You're very knowledgeable, and that's what we need. That's essential to this show. Those components.
Speaking of which, have you been playing around with the new betting app, the sports betting
app
on Hard Rock? I actually was enabled.
I'm afraid to.
I'm
afraid.
You're smart.
He's betting more than he's ever been.
You would never believe what I did last weekend, Pat. I
scared.
could show it to you because, again, it's coming. You know, you can
scared.
place live bets in person starting December 7th at the Seminole properties. But for certain people, if you're one of their reward club members or whatever, I was able to sign up, and they enabled, they activated my betting app last week.
That's my credit card on that.
No wonder why he's so happy.
But last weekend, before the whole, Thanksgiving weekend of football, I deposited $100.
Yes, sir.
I was playing all these wacky bets and parlays and all the things you shouldn't do. I did some straight up bets too. At the end of the whole weekend, when the dust settled, I had $153.33 in my account.
But what do you
think I did?
Fired it.
No,
you fired the whole thing.
This is the upset of the year. I withdrew the whole thing and put it back into my bank account, and it was a very smooth.
Come on,
it's a very smooth thing. It happens. You go through Venmo, and actually you get your money back within minutes, within 20 minutes. So it's like,
see, I push all winnings, and I cut all losses.
Do I lose?
No, you got to fire.
Do I lose my degenerate card?
I go with the 153 and the 100 I started. So I go with the last bet. So I'm betting the over under on the Sunday late game in the fourth quarter.
And that's why he's an authentic degenerate.
That's it. So I'm firing the whole thing, and I'm talking to the TV, and then I get in bed, and I can't understand why I can't go to sleep because I've been yelling for $253.
Isn't it the truth that Defo always says? It's like nothing makes you pay attention and care about a game more than just a little $10, $20 bet. Like I start screaming at the screen, and the refs, like normally I would be like multitasking and playing online poker and doing video, watching videos, and
well, that's too much.
Yeah,
the fact that we have our phones now available to just chart us.
Yeah,
and then it's I drove by Pembroke Road and I saw where the old Mardi Gras and they're knocking down the bowling, the Big Easy, and you see our guy from Amazon buying every house in Indian Creek 1 through 14. He wants to go. Yeah, he's buying every piece of property. So it's a matter of time. This area is going to the next level. Okay, this is here to stay. I mean, we'll never be a Vegas destination unless it takes 20 years to get there. Oh, but this beautiful beach, and I read in the paper that everybody talks about Paradise Lost, Key West. They got more cruise ships going there. What sustains the cruise ships? The gamblers.
Oh,
People keep saying, "Oh, yeah, it's such a good deal."
I thought it's the buffets, but I guess it's
no. It's the casino.
Do you know I've never been on a
property.
cruise, Pat? I have been on when the Sun Cruise used to be around. They go off for 3 hours, and was that the most ridiculous thing? Because you would bet on a Monday night football game that when you get 3 miles out into international waters, they open.
You're dating yourself now.
Yeah, I'm old.
You're dating yourself.
Gus Bullis and all that. But you put in a bet on the freaking Monday night game. But then they would pull back to port when it's still the fourth quarter, so you'd have to go back the following Monday if you actually won.
They weren't dumb.
No, but
and the seas were 10 to 12 feet.
There's a little
pool. We can't fill the pool. It's slopping all over. And you're sitting out there freezing. I don't know how I know these things.
Double up on the Dramamine some nights there.
No, it's happening.
A couple of more food topics after the next break, but let's go. Let's first take our final break, and before we get there, I do want to talk about the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. I can't believe it's coming up. It's been blowing up, and our friends. Kate and Phil, they're a couple of Hollywood residents, and they have taken this festival and in the course of 5 years grown it, and it's coming up right after the holidays, January 8th to the 14th at various venues, and intimate dinners like with our friend Reno Sorbonne at Heritage Restaurant. Have you been to Heritage?
I have. I love
Reno. Is a character.
Oh my God, yeah. Reno and you.
We've done some shows.
No, I see him, and I immediately say I can't get near a person like that. I might be on a 3-day bender somewhere. So listen. I recognize
right there.
Us guys recognize each other very easily, and I'm trying to plot a different strategy at this point in my career. People have had enough of that behavior.
I have a budding romance with the guy. I love hanging out with him.
How can't you rock and roll? He can rock and roll with
the whole package.
How about that area with those 3 towers going on Sears and
all that? The whole thing.
Flagler Village and the whole Lauderdale food scene is growing up. Twan, that new restaurant, the miso Japanese tapas. I don't know if you've been there. They're going to be involved with the festival. Hey, you want to get your tickets now? Go to vlfoodwine.com.
Let's talk this up. Let's forget me about this. This is where you go. This is a real deal here.
Yeah, well, it's just fun. It's just a whole week of stuff.
These are hipster,
cool hipsters. There's a time and a place for everything. Yeah. And the time and the place. The big 4 events that they have, go to vlfoodwine.com. It's the Wednesday night bar fights, the Thursday night new event, the walk and roll, which is Asian street food. It's going to be great. Our friends Alex and Diego from Temple Street Eatery and the new people at Bayoshi Food Hall opening up in Pembroke Pines.
Talk about Chinese. Christine Wan's next door.
Christina Wan's. Well, Alex is Christina's nephew. So, but yeah, that's the Asian Walk and Roll Thursday. The poolside barbecue battle on Friday in Fort Lauderdale downtown at the Hyatt, and then the big showstopper at the end, the grand tasting on that Saturday, the 13th at Beachfront Park, Las Olas, and A1A. All 4 of those events, if you use the promo code Lunchbox, you get an extra 15% off the already low ticket prices. Lunchbox for added savings. VLFoodWine.com for the whole package of events. You check it out. Makes the perfect stocking stuffer for the food lover in your life. Yeah. VLFoodWine.com.
Fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Fun thing to do.
It's good.
Better than Legoland.
For an adult, it is. I'll tell you that. It's definitely, and it's not just for hipsters, and no one will classify me as a hipster. I'm telling you,
but there's all hip.
There's
come on,
so many different events. It's a really good time.
All right.
But it's always a really good time right here at Shenanigan Sports Pub. I'll be back. We'll get into Mike Mayo's favorite topic. Let's eat South Florida next, right here from Shenanigan Sports Pub. Mike Mayo's Lunchbox.
Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, family owned for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Owner Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Do you like pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style, a pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, And they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. It's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
And we're back on the Lunchbox at Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach, the place to go for all your sports game watching and, just hanging out with friends, eating some good food, drinking some good libations, and having some good conversations here with, I call him proprietor Raconteur, Pat Utter. He is has the gift of the gab.
I've answered to worse.
But he's an Irishman who is a natural-born storyteller, bon vivant, and you have many opinions about many things, and I appreciate the enthusiasm.
That's why we're empty a lot. I have to sit outside most of the time now.
No, it's all right.
No, we don't talk politics or religion.
No.
But when it comes down to sports, you're safe, right?
Yep.
Sports, you're entitled to it. That's what's the best thing about it. Gambling is good. Food.
Gambling, we talk, and we can talk
these
about
are all
food.
arbitrary statements.
And let's talk
too.
about some of the stuff that has been percolating on the Let's Eat group. Two things.
Go ahead.
Okay. And a recurring theme to me now is like, okay, I've helped create this group. I feel like, Dr. Frankenstein, where, you got this monster. It's now 130,000 strong. And you do get a lot of good tips and recommendations of new places. No, it's great. But sometimes, especially when, when you got to go through 70 posts on a Saturday morning and you get this, some people are just whining and they're posting the receipts and they got complaints about this and that. So two things that caught my attention today. And it comes back to my recurring theme lately has been when you go into a restaurant, their house, their rules. If you don't like their policies or their surcharges, nobody's putting a gun to your head to go there. You just don't have to go there again. You also don't have to shout it from the rooftops that you hate the place and that nobody else in the world should go there. I mean, that's what we don't do that. We don't but it's just you have choices. So their house, their rules. If you don't like it, you don't have to go back. Right. And you don't have to be nasty about it and telling like the whole world that should follow you.
So what are you getting to?
So what I'm getting to, okay,
go ahead.
Two things.
How about the 3.5% service charge? That we're going with that?
No, forget the service charge,
for
the
water,
credit card charge, the water charges.
What else you want to know?
No, so
now if you're, I'm going to let you in on a little secret when we're done. We're gonna, like the Wizard of Oz. We're gonna pull back the curtain. Okay, and
Well,
all right. So go
Well,
ahead.
here's topic number one.
All right,
A
go ahead.
woman and had a group of 6 last night. They went into
Right.
a new place on Las Olas. I'll call it Voodoo Bayou. It's gotten some good
I heard-
buzz.
We've
yeah,
heard good
the-
things about it.
in
It's,
an
you know,
eclectic menu, good food.
Cajun,
Yeah.
Southern, whatever.
It was too spicy.
No. This
Okay.
They went at happy hour.
Okay.
Okay, but there were 6 of them. Apparently, there's no high top for 6 people around the bar, and they didn't want to sit at the bar of 6 people. You know, they wanted to sit at a regular table, but at the regular table, they don't offer the happy hour, which has
Oh, rightfully
reduced
so.
drinks.
Yeah.
Rightfully
Right.
so, though. Okay.
And you know, but this is common practice that at restaurants, a lot of them, you know, our friends at Revenports, a lot of them, the happy hours only are applicable to the bar area and the high tops.
If you're
near the
drinking,
bar.
no.
Yeah, well-
but if you're having a mixed cocktail,
Yeah.
If these wonderful ladies, and I don't know who they are, this is where management. You mentioned management. If they're all having a nice glass of craft wine or
Yeah.
something like that, that's one thing. If it's water and lemon, that's why they have that policy.
Right.
That's cut and dry.
So, well, I don't know all the particulars. All I know is that there were 6 of them. They sat at a regular table in the dining room.
Right.
They asked for the happy hour rates on drinks and food, and they were told, no, we only do that at the bar.
Right.
And then when they were told, you know, they basically just got up and walked out and went across the street to another restaurant to have their dinner.
And did
And-
they offer it
Did
there?
that place have a happy hour?
The other place had a happy hour where they were able to get all 6 top and,
Okay,
and
that's
have their
All right,
happy
well,
hour.
That's fine.
But-
That's
but
fine.
they get
that's
up-
the way it is.
But they
It's
get
okay.
on there saying, I don't think we're ever going to go back. They never even tried the food. It was
Oh.
just that they got ticked off because they weren't granted special dispensation. Here we get into the whole entitlement culture.
Yep.
And
don't
I
let
just
this
said
bother you. Doesn't bother owners. I'm speaking from an owner point of
I was
view.
gonna say,
Care
like-
less.
about them walking
Yeah,
You
out.
would just
care
rather
less.
not
Well-
have them, right?
Well, here's the
No.
double-edged sword.
They'll
Again,
be back.
I came back with their house, their rules. If you don't like their policies, don't go there. And in your case, you just walked out of the joint. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Right.
But I feel for restaurant owners, Pat, and
Don't.
We're
because
fine.
it's a double-edged sword. Okay,
Don't. You got to put your big boy pants on.
I know that's why I
Maybe
could never
put a
do
hat
it.
on backwards.
I could just
Look
be a
tough, like,
critic.
turn the hat around.
The 2 choices for the manager at the time is either you alienate these 6 people and you have 6 angry people who walk out, will never come back, possibly will tell all their friends and 130,000 people on a Let's Eat group. You know, basically you have to suffer all the slings and arrows that come with people who are spurned, then going onto social media, whether it's Yelp or Let's Eat.
No, you go
And-
back and look at the other reviews.
Right. Well,
You
that's
see
what
all
I
the
do.
1 stars everywhere.
That's
else.
true. That's
Yeah, that's
okay. I mean, but then the other point of view is, all right, you take care of them, you grant them dispensation this one time, but then you have to do it for everybody, and then that impacts your bottom line and your P&L, and you're not set up for your business that way to have happy hour applicable in
See,
other
this
areas.
is where this is your guilt.
Yeah.
This is why you're probably one of the most brilliant writers and great food and everything, and you always want people. You're seeking approval from your point of view.
Well, I'm seeking
All right, so
a happy medium.
restaurateur
You want to make
owners-
everybody happy, and
yeah,
that's
I know,
not possible.
and it's not possible.
No,
Right.
it's not.
So therefore, the guy had his rule, right?
Yeah.
He stood by his rule. The
Yeah.
people left.
They
That's
left.
the end of it.
See, the one thing I would say
No.
is transparency, right?
Now you
As
know what I
long
would
as
do if I read
They
that.
tell them, look, I'm sorry.
We're not doing it.
right here, you can't do the happy hour. You can only do it there. Well, there's no seats. I know. It gets slammed here. If you want to try another night earlier, then I can't. Like
Right.
it happened to me and Ken when we went to a place, my buddy, and I was sort of annoyed. I'm like, that sucks, but it is what it is. Like that's the rule. You have to deal with
We
it.
were on Las Olas, and I don't want to mention the name, but it's a beautiful place, and they have a happy hour that runs late. The server came, and he even announced 5 minutes before that he wasn't going to offer the happy hour thing. I'm okay with not getting it because therefore they're creating a buzz. I think that this guy's saying this, these 6 ladies, my interpretation
Yeah, some people are gonna
is
go
that
back.
whoever wrote it might not be included because she might have just had her, it's ego, pride, right?
Oh,
She's
yeah.
going to say this. This is when you have an unsolicited negative thing said to you,
Yeah.
okay? That's just the person. All right.
Mhm.
So therefore you look past it. So I say 4 out of the 5 ladies get there a little earlier and get seats at the bar, which what they wanted.
Yeah.
They want 4 ladies. They don't want probably all 6, maybe not. And they beat it to the bar and they're like, you know what? We got shut. We got shut out the last time.
Yeah, that's it.
Gertrude was dragging her feet. I'm getting there early.
Right.
If you're
Who
not
knows?
there,
Maybe-
listen, I'll save you a seat. I'll order an extra,
Right.
and I'll hold it for you because you called me. You're stuck on the turnpike, and then the buzz is there. That's the whole reason. For
And
it.
again, FOMO they call it, fear of missing out and all that.
Yes.
So again, my whole thing is communication. As long as it's
like
clearly
happy hour.
communicated,
Happy hour's a great idea.
as long as it
Yeah,
says
it is.
hour.
at the
I
door
offer
or
a
on the
late night
menu
happy hour.
that it's only offered in certain areas.
Yeah.
Blah blah
Look,
blah.
if no one said anything to them when they sat down, then that's a different story. If they
Right.
think they're getting happy hour prices and they get a check and it doesn't have it, I can see a complaint. But if when you sat down, they were honest with you, then that's on you. And go look, like you just said,
I'm glad you brought this up.
go somewhere else. You know,
I'm
there's
glad,
nothing
I'm
wrong.
glad you brought this up.
And that's
They
fine.
said,
Our guy Brian
we're
said,
not going to do it for you.
choices
and,
have consequences, and it is
now
what it is.
You have a
I
choice.
agree with both parties. I
Yeah.
agree with
That's
the
fine,
fact she
yeah.
has the right to complain, and I agree with that the owner can do whatever he wants.
That's right.
Exactly.
He's the fat kid with the football.
You could be a
He's the
politician.
quarterback.
I feel strongly
He's the
both
quarterback,
ways.
Yeah. He's the quarterback.
Last scenario, and
Go
let's
ahead.
do. I got to do a little live spot here for
All
our
right,
friends at Delaware Chicken and Seafood,
Oh,
another
come on
Hollywood
now.
institution,
Yeah.
4191 North State Road
They're probably
7 in
still recovering
Hollywood.
from last
When you
week.
go to
They-
the Hard Rock, keep a 20 tucked in your wallet
They
so
can go
you
there.
can get dinner on the way home.
A little bit of
Things
something.
might have turned
You
bad.
could always get a little something,
So
a little
don't
fish.
go for get a little
Key West pink shrimp. You could do with
Yeah.
boil. That usually is only
Those
about
are
12,
delicious.
13.99 a pound
and,
there.
there's no better shrimp in the world, I think.
Key West Pink is
Yeah,
a
they're
delicious product,
unbelievable.
and
Yep.
they always have it fresh in stock at Delaware.
Yep.
Talking to our friend Jose, the seafood manager, this morning. They
Yep.
recovered from a big Thanksgiving week, gearing up for a big holiday
holidays.
season,
Wow.
and that's where you're going to want to go for the upcoming whatever you're celebrating: Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa,
Anything.
New Year's Eve,
A
New
Tuesday.
Year's. They've got Tuesday, Saturday.
What do you think of New Year's Eve? Are
I
we gonna
think
talk
I
about
like to
that?
stay home. My tradition
Jello
has
would be the
been
move.
get the stone crabs. I like to get a bunch of stone crabs and maybe some shrimp and do a nice little seafood with some
Like
champagne.
your style.
Light dinner, maybe some creamed spinach.
Like your style.
they have that in
Yeah.
the case there.
hash brown potatoes.
They
now.
got all kinds of goodies there at Delaware for your home entertainment. Again, right across from the Seminole Classic Casino, there's a big chicken on the roof. You can't miss it. They're open 7 days a week. DelawareChicken.com is this website that has the weekly specials, the daily offerings. Go in there and tell them that Mike Mayo sent you or Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. You got to let them know that you found out about it here because, well, we just want to make sure.
Yeah, why not?
I had a
Spread the
friend
word.
write an article. He actually broke up medium, large, extra large, and colossal stone crabs to see the best yield of seafood.
Was that me?
I considered this sheer genius.
It was.
Somebody because
Some madman.
listen, No,
He did. He really did
no,
with like a scale.
I mean,
And medium
He's
was
a
the
fresh
best deal.
lunatic.
yeah. All right. So this shows a clarity that
I would say
a
insanity
restaurant
for
owner
sure.
of 30 years, they said, "Would you do that?" Oh, no, I don't have the
No, no
time.
way.
No, I just give me the friggin' large.
And the hardest part
That's it.
was having them measure out each bunch of claws to exactly 1 pound so that there was a scientifically.
Billy's has something they call like, I guess it's mixed, all different sizes.
Okay.
You got to tackle that one now. Get a little mound.
Which one's
Go,
better?
yeah, go for the mixed claws too.
All right.
What was the other topic?
One
Yeah,
last
one more
topic, and then we'll get out of
All
here
right,
for
what
the
is
day.
it? Another gripe?
So this is basically when somebody has a completely disastrous experience at a restaurant that they've gone to for a while, but it's basically like a Dear John letter
Okay.
that they feel like the need to announce to the world that they're not going back to this restaurant. This was a
Okay.
case where this morning a woman went to Delhi, 2J's. You know, it's a chain
Yeah,
now that's
yeah.
operated by
Yeah.
private equity,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you know
yeah.
they've had their
That's
ups
fine.
and downs.
Yeah.
But the 2J's in Coral Springs, she went. They wouldn't do a chopped salad for her. That she apparently it's a chopped salad on the menu, but she asks for it to be certain modifications where they remove half the ingredients, and they done
So
it
it's
for
not the chop salad.
Right.
It's
I want a chef salad.
She sounded
I
like
don't
a
want turkey
difficult
ham. Yeah.
guest from her thing. They wouldn't chop her salad that they always
This is
used
why
to chop.
2J's is going broke.
The hamburger was half the size it used to be and overcooked.
Okay.
Her husband's onion soup and what's
No,
the
so she
pie?
liked
The
anything about-
shepherd's pie were too salty. And then at the end of the day,
This is having an effect on you.
it really has. I need a
But
break.
it's
I need a
Tuesdays, like,
vacation.
I don't know.
Just be.
But I know I need to relax.
Wait, there was more.
But basically they told the waitress.
You want to talk about? You want
Wait,
me to?
let me
go
finish.
ahead.
They told the
150 an
waitress. I don't know when they told the waitress, when they got the check. Because to me, when something is wrong, like if something is
away.
too
Did they eat
salty,
the food?
I mentioned that's
Is
the
it-
thing
I
they never
guarantee-
I
mentioned.
got to find that out.
But
That's the key
they
component.
mentioned something to the waitress about all the problems, but they didn't say anything to the manager because they said the manager is not receptive to complaints. Now I don't know how they know
he works
this.
at
complaining.
2J's.
If it's
Why are
from-
you going
he
back?
works at 2J's.
I don't know if it was prior experience. I don't know how she knew the manager wouldn't be. And
He's
and,
on work
and
release.
she's like, we're never going back again. And she
Thank
wrote
you.
this whole litany of problems. My first reaction is to respond with, other than that, how is the play, Mrs. Lincoln?
Yeah.
I want to call my
but-
wife over here.
But my second response was the one that I actually put up. And again, this was in the middle of a bout of insomnia at 4 a.m.
okay.
And after her whole thing is my first comment, because I like to be a wise guy, was, okay.
Last night I went out to dinner and a guy ran up behind me and I had it in reverse. Of course, the camera. Beep, 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 beep. What did my wife say to me? Do you ever look before you back up? Okay.
As you're looking at
As
it.
I'm looking at the camera. Beep, 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 beep. Okay. So let's keep something in mind. This is just society now. This is the way it is. So
I know, I
if
should
the
accept
food
it.
is off the plate, just don't let these things bother you, Mike. I'm telling you, it's not worth the time and effort.
But these
We
people,
want
find it-
Giovanni to make a
they
comeback.
don't
We-
get in touch
don't
with
worry about
corporate. They don't
Don't.
talk to the manager.
but what-
They come on to Let's Eat. And I'm like, what do you want me to do about it?
No, they're
What
not.
did you want from it? Did you want
they
them to
wanna
take two
ruin
items?
This is why
Did you want a whole comp
I'm going
meal?
to take over this. Let's see.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. I need a break.
Yeah, this is what you need. You need me to take over because what we're going to say is she just wants to vent.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. I have a guy, if you go on my Yelp, his name is Thomas or something.
Yeah.
And he has come for 10 years. He's like 10 years ago. And then he comes again and he gives a 1 star for 10. He's probably going to be back in 10 more years. So my whole point is,
Once every 10
and how many
years.
times does he come?
Like
during the
Haley's
day?
comment.
Okay, wait. So
Yeah.
I get real. We get 2J's has been around so
A
long.
long time,
Oh
yeah.
my God! Right?
Yeah.
How many years? And I've been the owner,
25.
proprietor for over 31.
Yeah.
So we just take it with a grain of salt.
Right.
I'm sorry. You're
Well,
it's
that's
having
what
too much of
Reno-
an impact on you.
What Reno at Heritage says, we laugh at you when you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
It's like
No,
when we
it's
read
not.
that.
We don't laugh at you. We let you vent.
Okay.
You
And that's what one guy
You know.
took issue with me and my okay, which is a snarky okay, right?
a backhanded compliment.
But he's going off about you set the tone here. You're a poor admin and you're so disrespectful, and that's why other
That
people
was
feel
her
the right to.
husband. He
No.
had to write it.
And then he just kept going after me, and I was like, okay.
All right,
I
we're gonna
did. And-
listen. We went into a venue that is very, very tough venue. Okay, we have people that have a lot of educated knowledge. We're watching Gordon Ramsay, right? We see him. All right, he's starting this thing. He's doing that. He's bringing people from Mississippi, poor working class people, lower middle class people, and it's an avenue for them to rise to a different level, to own their own home, drive their own vehicle. People at the border are trying to swim across the Rio Grande to get here. This is a restaurant industry. This is who we are. Okay. You don't get anybody that comes down from Manhattan or somewhere, this culinary CIA graduate. No, they go to business school and everything else. So you have to understand that this is okay for us. We don't really put that much effort into this. We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. It's going to happen. It's just, I went to the eye doctor and waited 2 hours, and he said he left and went to Key West. Okay. I waited
Right.
2 hours at the eye doctor.
And
I
now
don't want to
there's a Yelp and Google that people
No,
can
I
vent
didn't
about
put it.
it.
I
Right.
didn't put
No,
it
you're
on
not gonna
there.
do that.
Right, but-
They called me and asked me, could they move my appointment? The reason I wear these dark glasses, I have glaucoma. So could I move you to 10? Please come at 10. Sure, I come at 10. I want to get back to work by noon for lunch, right? At noon, I'm like, I still haven't been
Oh,
seen.
wow.
Oh, no.
They called you to rearrange it, and you're still sitting
and
there.
I had a 2:00 appointment.
That's it.
we
I would
moved
write
it-
the Dear John
Yeah,
letter.
so-
I'm never going
So
back.
what am I going to do? I'm going to get, what am I getting, a cane and a CNI dog? No, I got to go see the doctor again, right?
Oh, man.
So this is just let it go. Don't worry
Let it
about
I
it.
just look. And
Don't
it's not
take
that
it-
2J's isn't good. They have their place like every other restaurant. But again, it's 2J's. Like I don't know. I don't hold them in high
but I
esteem.
guess-
What are
I
you
guess
expecting you're going to get at 2J's?
The issue is
love
you,
their corned
They're
beef.
fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's like, I don't know.
you hit the nail on the head, Pat. The woman just wanted to vent. And
Yeah,
that's what
yeah,
this other
100%.
guy who was taking issue with me was saying. Aren't we allowed to come here to vent? I was
Yeah,
like,
you are,
and in
but-
my mind is, yes, you
Let me
are.
take
If you
control.
take the
Can I-
proper
can-
protocol,
can I
which is
take-
register the complaint with the establishment, with the manager or corporate first, and then if you get totally shoved off, then
Yeah, yeah.
come here and vent. But give them a chance to correct first, especially at the time. Like last night, I went out to dinner with Val at a very nice upscale steakhouse near your neck of the woods.
Mhm.
And everything was great except the cream spinach was really salty. And took
told
one
them.
bite, said it was salty, called the waitress over. I said, this is really salty. Do you want us to make another? No, we have
Yeah,
enough
heads
food,
up, yeah,
and
yeah.
they took it off the bill without me asking. But I just wanted to let them
And now you
know,
don't have to bitch.
and that's it.
Like you're
That's all
allowed
you
to
do.
vent, but
Just-
why vent if you can actually take action? That's my thing. Like I understand
You
what
guys
you're
are
saying.
giving too much credibility.
Well, people are
That's
afraid
what
of
we do.
confrontation. That's part of the
Let
problem.
it go. Who cares?
I spent.
All right.
I need a vacation.
No, yeah,
Pat.
not okay. How about all right? All right.
All righty
I mean,
then.
am I supposed
That's
to?
the other one.
All right.
But that kind of enrages
all right.
me. All righty then.
All righty
That's
then.
it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well,
All righty then. That's
alrighty
going to
then.
do it for
That's it.
this bonus edition. Thank you for going a little
I want
overtime.
to talk next
Go ahead.
time. I want to talk about all the people getting together for that food thing that you have. That's interesting. I love seeing the South Beach Food and Wine Festival. I'd love
Right.
seeing
It's gotten
everybody
priced out of
participate.
range
Yeah,
with a
but-
lot of people.
yeah,
And the Visit Lauderdale one is a little
Let's
bit
talk
more
about that.
affordably
Let's
priced.
talk
Yeah.
about a bunch of people getting together, harmony. What is food about, right?
Getting people
Food,
together.
friends,
Yeah.
fun,
Yep.
getting together. If you have a bad experience at a restaurant and you vent, there's nothing more you could do but say, okay.
Well,
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
and
not
I do like to
nasty.
poke some good-natured fun at people. It's not attacking. It's not harassment. It's not meant to be. That's why I posted a picture of an ice cream cone later this morning and saying,
Oh, yeah.
I issued my standard blanket apology if I've offended anybody or anybody feels that they've been harassed, attacked, or made fun of.
We're
then,
impervious.
Yeah,
you
then-
know what?
then
The
I
Irish people on top of it, we were raised as the village idiots. Okay, this is the way we were relegated to roofing jobs, kitchen work. We were not ever brought and coddled and kept. That's why we're successful.
Yeah,
That's it.
you don't care.
A weed grows into the rocks. These people,
a stubborn seed
yeah,
bears the
that's it.
sweetest fruit.
This is
That's-
nothing. 2J's has got their work. They probably can't even get servers to work there.
No, probably not.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for today. Pat, thanks for a lively conversation and
Yeah, I
great
appreciate
food
it.
as usual.
You want
And
the shot?
I usually charge $150 an hour for this stuff.
therapy stuff. I need it. I need it bad.
You need a
Pat.
break.
Oh, God.
All right.
You got it. We'll see you at some point before the holidays. I think we're going to try to get in here right before Christmas.
I love
if
it.
that's okay
Yes,
with you.
yes.
We'll have more football to talk about. At that
Yes.
point, we'll know whether
How about Christmas
your
Eve?
son's
Dallas
team-
Cowboys.
Yeah.
We're open Christmas Eve.
Nice.
We're going to have a special
Cowboys
for
Dolphins.
everybody that's out there that's
Down
a
here.
fan or someone. We're going to have a prime rib, hand carved prime rib dinner. And then we're going to also have a fish and chicken. We're going to have like 3 nice items
Nice.
for all the people that, they don't want to,
They don't wanna
maybe
cook.
they don't want to cook or
and there's
or
a game.
like you're saying, we have Kwanzaa, we have our Jewish
a lot
brethren,
going on,
we have
yeah.
a lot of people that isn't a special day, but they can come here informal. They're not sitting around the Christmas tree, so they're out and about. So keep us in mind for Christmas Eve.
Nice.
Excellent.
All right.
Yep.
Dallas Cowboys in town.
Thanks, Jim Sorry. Thanks to Mike Lubie Lubitz. Thanks, Pat Utter, and the
Thank you,
whole
guys.
staff and crew here at Shenanigans. Until next time, we're going to be out at Ocean Manor Resort tomorrow, going
Beautiful
to the
place.
Bamboo Beach Tiki Bar. We're going to go bask in this
Hanging out
beautiful
to the tiki.
weather outside and have some libations right along the Atlantic tomorrow. And then Thursday, we're going to be at Even Keel Fish Shack, possibly a sneak peek of their new Las Olas location, which will be opening sometime next month.
Nice.
Trying to wait word from Brad whether we can actually get in there and do the show there or at their usual
Either way, we're
Lauderdale by
Oyster
the
night
Sea.
tonight,
Oyster
you
night,
said.
$2
Oyster night.
oysters
Oysters at Even Keel.
at
How are you
Even
going to beat
Keel.
that? Roasted
Friday
oysters?
back at Gulfstream, pumping up the handle. When are you going to
Yeah.
come out one of these Fridays?
December 1's my day.
Okay.
Okay, can
Yeah.
we start it?
Come
Can
on
we
out.
get?
Yeah.
I like when the no offense. I like when the big horses come to town. I like this
Yeah.
coolness
Yeah,
in
that's
the
fine.
air.
Championship
We're there
meet.
Friday.
I like walking around. I like the venue.
Yeah, no.
I love seeing Joe Bisha, the food and beverage
He is
director.
there with us every
Yeah.
Friday, and this Friday it's a huge occasion, the start of the championship meet and our 1-year anniversary
This
of
Friday?
doing. Yes,
Yeah.
All right,
it
I'll
is
come.
this
What-
Friday,
okay.
December 1st,
Oh,
already
you said
here.
December 1st.
You know, they're
Yeah.
even bringing that breakfast back, $15 for the kids. You ever see that
on the
thing?
backside?
Yeah, backside. I
Nice.
bring my family there. They
Nice.
tried to get me to dress up
Awesome.
as a chicken, a character or something.
Sarni
wouldn't
wants,
do it. Yeah.
Sarni wants to know if you're going to dress up as Santa Claus next month. I think I have to be Santa
That would
Claus.
be good.
I'm the bigger.
And don't
You're-
get
you're
upset
getting
if you don't give the right gift. You're trying to please too many people. Don't
Yeah.
worry about.
lumps of coal for everybody. All
And by
right.
the way, you see a big rooster on the front porch now. I brought one back. We have one.
Oh,
we
you
have an
do?
inflatable rooster, so you can
Okay.
see that we're the king of the chicken wings on US One.
Excellent.
are.
And the paint job looks outstanding. The
Thank
whole
you.
building is looking
My
very
wife picked the
spiffy,
color.
ready for. They look like Packers colors almost. I
Yeah.
was a little bit surprised.
I
at
used to
that.
be big green and gold, but
Yeah.
now this is more like a. It's jasmine,
That's what
jasmine
happens.
and gold. Yeah,
Got the nice. Obviously, your wife is
she knows
the
what she's doing.
paramount of great taste. All right, enough of my rambling. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Enjoy every sandwich.
Take care. Go Chaminade.